Hello, friends. My name is Mary. I'd like to share two love poems with you, and it's love at two different levels. So you would listen to the first one, which is entitled In His Loving Palms. A young lion and adder challenged me to combat. I pounced on them head on for exchange of hot wild blows. I fought and fought and fought till my energy started waning. The storm raging, the sky above breaking loose. The dragon charged at me. A million Philistines appeared, launching their swords and spears at me. My eyes fell to the ground. My mind strayed and wandered. My heart feared and doubted. I began escaping from the ambush of the enemy, but barely a few steps, I ran out of running space on the battlefield. In a split second, a pair of firm, tender palms scooped me up just before I plunged into the abysmal Hades of destruction. I stopped and examined myself, transformed into a naked, helpless babe, nestled into the infinite palms of the loving Lord of life. But I refused to be still, defying the protection of his mighty palms. Too scared to trust and obey, I peeped and pried, left and right, up and down, to make sure I was surely safe. Then my Lord and my God rocked me in his majesty palms, back and forth, side to side, while I cried and pleaded, but he rocked on, swinging faster and faster. Suddenly, I saw Mount Boyer erupting, Etna smoking, California quaking, the earth cracking, the Wizard of Oz conjuring, and Beast bulldozing, the mother of harlots bitching, basking over the smoke of wickedness on confounding pieces of crumbling earth, pronouncing the end of me in bravado. I listened a while and subjected my mind to the taunts of mysticism. But suddenly, the raging storm of the accursed earth started building up inside me till I feared falling off from the total loving care of the Lord of hosts. So I lifted my eyes, looking at my Redeemer, wondering why he kept swinging while I was dead scared. He smiled at me, swinging even harder, bidding me relax and let go. So I closed my eyes to put him to the test, feeling like a baby instantly swinging in the seesaw under the watchful care of mom and dad. The faster the swinging, the greater the risking, the more the fun, the more the peace in the eternal palms of God, my Father. I smiled at him, relaxed, refreshed, and grateful for letting the storm chase me on and on until I learned the lesson of life, that the sole safe place on the whole surface of the earth is undoubtedly in his loving palms. I hope you enjoyed that poem, and I am going to read the second poem to you, and this one is entitled Lovers in Motion. Another level of love. Inert, like you, I was resting, daydreaming, performing like me, you set out in motion, speeding, our paths crossed, attracting, propelling in forward movements. I sighted you are coming with full force. Silly, I stayed still, relying on gravity, believing the fortitude of my station to withstand your motor in motion, exerted in the cruising of your excited engine. What an acceleration it caused in collision! At the crashing of bodies in friction, action to reaction, I tried to decelerate, propelled by a Sputnik jet launcher. Our bodies were lifted into space flight, hoisted together in free-floating parachutes, concord accord, engaged in mission. The fullness of fulfillment forbidden to earthlings, encased in bodies, engaged in mid-air, even in motion in the airless height from which we peered into the misery of motionless existence below. Fare thee well, Father Earth, we mocked in glee. But for how long could we propel in motion without coasting? Lovers in motion in this homeless home of the Milky Way without melting and splitting into stringy sparks of metal particles like shooting stars in the sky. The elements on guard, invisible in service, refuse to stomach us anymore. The wind joined in the fury of ferocity, as if gravity lacked grace to balance our bodies in motion in a scintillating parabola of flowery sparks aglow, choreographing in rhythm with rising and falling oceans of festive fountains in royal palaces. The sun was still beckoning our bodies in motion, piercing indoors into our air mansion in fading hues, its alluring beauty of faraway horizons. Suddenly, moving shadows, its blending colors of splendor, shrouding the disappearing sun, kissing farewell to our orange jaws. The moon began rising, gradually, steadily, almost tiltily, onto the seat of its throne, pointing us downwards, tenderly drying our tears in the residue of its predecessor, to swell the tides in the oceans, gathering momentum for building waves. Sunlight and moonlight fusing, harmonizing our blending bodies, cushioning the center of Mother Earth in readiness to birth us anew. In our triumphant, tearful welcome back home, in the softness of night light, cuddling, smiles and sighs, kissing in gentle flashes of our mutual whispers, casting shadows on the adventures of our outer world reminiscences, engraved in our hearts to be recounted as fantasies of dreamland dramas, capturing news headlines tonight for the dawn of the history of Chronicles, highlighting our exclusive loving in motion. I hope you enjoyed those 2 points. The first one was entitled In His Loving Palms. You did recognize it's love between the love of God for us and especially His caring and the fact that He's able no matter the storms of life. And the second poem is the story of 2 lovers. I hope you can appreciate it for yourself. I hope you enjoyed it. And this gentle sunshine and this little it's not little. I wanted to say little, but it's not little. You could see in the background there's trees and plants in the background that I wanted to share with you. Have a good day. Have a good night, or whatever time this meets you. Thank you for your kind attention. My name is Mary Ngwebong Ngo.